morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to day 6. We are almost at a full week of meditation, so congratulations on being here, and thank you for joining me. Today we are doing a mind scanning technique, which is traditionally a kundalini kriya, if you will. So while you take some time to get set up, to get settled in, go ahead and I'll start talking about this technique, and you can get your cushions and anything else that you might need, some tea. So, like I said, today's technique is a kriya. A kriya is typically a repeated movement or action of the mind. Sometimes it is paired with a mantra or a mudra, which is like a position with your hands or sometimes even your face. But today we are just doing the mental part of the kriya, if you will. So we'll be scanning for our attention from like the front of your head to the back of the head, around back to the front, just in circles internally in the mind, just sort of visualizing or feeling those spaces, those internal spaces of the head, and then we'll switch directions here, okay? So this technique is not necessarily meant to be deeply relaxing, right? It's again one of those techniques that is meant to improve our. So as you do this exercise, if you find yourself mentally straining, make sure that you just relax the forehead here, relax the jaw here. The other interesting aspect of this meditation is that it allows you to sort of explore internal spaces of the body, right? And within this meditative process of self-discovery, that's sort of an interesting thing to start experiencing, noticing and being more aware of your internal body, if you will. The last part, our little reason why this technique works, is it is intended to connect the right and left hemispheres of the brain. So I'll guide us into a meditation and I'll guide us out of the meditation. We'll mentally scan in one direction, we'll pause, scan in the other direction, and that'll complete our meditation for today. All right. So now that you're settled into your space, hopefully, we will get started just by taking a couple of deep breaths. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Let the eyes close. Very good. Breathing in, the eyes are open. And breathing out, the eyes softly close. Just like that. And when your eyes fall closed completely, you'll be left with that rhythmic breath. Just like that. Eyes softly close. And we're going to draw our attention towards the front of the head, sort of the space between the eyes. And just focus here for a moment. The shoulders drop down, and all of your mental attention on that space, just right behind the eyes. And you're going to gently start to scan in a clockwise motion to the back of the head. And from the back of the head clockwise, all the way around until you reach that space just gently behind the eyes. See if you can go nice and slow. Mentally making circles around the head. You might notice that one side is easier to scan than the other. That's okay. Just be aware of that. Notice. We'll scan in circles just a few more times here, nice and slow. Make one more circle here from the front of the head all the way back around. And once you reach the front, just behind the eyes for another moment. Check in with the body, make sure that the shoulders are dropped down and that the brow is unfurrowed. Everything's soft. And then we're going to switch directions here. From the front of the head, just behind the eyes, scanning counterclockwise until you reach the back of the head and all the way again to the front. Very good. Nice and slow. Mentally scanning, you can visualize or try to feel these spaces. And again, you might notice that one side is easier to scan there, or one side might feel heavier, thicker. That's okay. Just notice, be aware of these observations. We'll take a few more times in this direction. Make sure you're scanning nice and slow. One more time. And your focus will return to the space just behind the eyes, behind the forehead. And once again, you'll focus. We'll begin now to alternate directions, starting at the space behind the eyes and gently behind the forehead, rotating clockwise, mentally scanning all the way around, and then switching directions, moving counterclockwise all the way around. We'll take some time back and forth, clockwise and counterclockwise. But if you find the mind to wander or fade, just very gently redirect your focus back to the exercise. as you're scanning, notice how this feels in the mind and the body. Just observe. Now very gently allow the exercise to fade away. Complete the round you're on, and then let the mind do as it will. No control, just be, just breathe. Let the mind do as it will. Not now, but in a moment, I'll begin to count backwards from 5. And not now, but the moment that I reach 1, your eyes will very gently blink open to conclude our meditation. 5. Start to notice your body sitting, resting on the ground. 4. Start to be more aware of yourself here and now. 3. Take a deep breath in. 2. A very audible exhale. And 1. The eyes gently blink open. Take a moment to notice your surroundings. To allow yourself to arrive back into this moment, you can blink the eyes a few times. And then very gently start to bring some movement back to the body. Stretch, adjust as you need. Very gentle. And take a deep breath. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this particular meditation. This meditation people either tend to really love or really dread because it is and can be a little mentally straining. It does require perhaps a little more neurological effort than some of the other meditation techniques that was going. Let me know how things are changing, improving hopefully for you, or if you're having any struggles. Again, I am here to answer your questions and to help you through that process. So go ahead and start writing that in the comments. I'll stick around for a minute to attend to those. As far as any announcements, if you would like to support these classes and further classes that I do, there's a donation link in the description below. I also have a membership platform if you would like more meditations. That is my Patreon. And the Patreon is where I put all of my recordings. So you'll find the recordings for these classes as well as other classes that I teach. The reason this is good is if you find one that works well for you, you can use that guided meditation recording or that class in your own personal practice and refer back to it at any time. Other announcements, we do meditations every Monday morning, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard. I also am running a book club. We are reading Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson, and that's on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Thank you all again for being here. I hope to see you tomorrow. Kylie says that you didn't like it, made your head feel weird. I really didn't like this technique the first time I did it either. And the more that I practice it, now I do find it very relaxing, because at first it was very straining. But when you get used to that sort of visualization or feeling, and thinking about, sometimes you'll do meditations where you scan from the top of the internal part of your spine all the way down and up like this. And it's just a new experience, for your mind to be thinking about those internal spaces or to focus on those internal spaces. So it can be a little, like I said, neurologically, there's a lot of effort going on there. Sean says, great meditation. I really like this one for even longer sessions. Yes, doing this one for longer sessions. Kylie, you might, if you try it for longer, maybe you'll hit that point where it starts working for you. Kylie says, how often do you post videos on Patreon? At the minimum, I post 4 meditations a month. Right now, I'm posting all of the 21 days of meditation. And if you're a book club member, then you get, I guess, 8 videos a month. Yes, straining is, it does, it sort of strains. But the more you practice, you'll find a space where it just starts to, your focus will move in those directions a little more effortlessly and fluid. This was definitely more intense. I needed this today. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Yes, I'm glad that it worked for you. Focus. People like me who struggle with focus, this one can be particularly hard. Focus is not my strong suit. I've definitely got that ADHD, and this one I think helps me work on that. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'll cut to my cute little end screen here. But again, I'll stick around for just a minute if any more comments come through. Namaste, everybody. I hope to see you tomorrow.